Good morning, Lehman Jones. I am Mihiraa. Let's start the warm-up sessions. How do you handle the stress of the job?
To handle the stress of the job, I prioritize self-care and seek support from colleagues and loved ones. I maintain a healthy work-life balance by scheduling regular breaks, engaging in activities I enjoy outside of work, and practicing stress relief techniques such as mindfulness or exercise. Additionally, I make sure to communicate openly with my colleagues about any challenges I'm facing and seek their advice and support when needed. Taking time to decompress and recharge allows me to approach my work with renewed energy and focus, ultimately ensuring that I can continue to provide the best possible care to my patients.
What are the current trends in nursing?
Some of the current trends in nursing include telehealth and technology in healthcare, the use of telecommunication and information technology to provide healthcare services. In the field of education, graduate education, and advanced practice is on the rise. There is a push toward encouraging nurses to pursue higher education and advanced credentials, such as master's degrees and advanced practice registered nurse roles. There is also a shift from hospital-based care to community-based care, as more patients prefer to receive care at home or in outpatient settings. Alongside, nurses are coming up with innovation and entrepreneurship. That is, nurses are opening their own healthcare businesses, developing new products or services, or working for non-traditional employers.
Importance of communication in nursing.
Communication in nursing is the exchange of information, thoughts, or feelings between nurses and patients, as well as among nurses and other healthcare professionals. Communication is important in nursing because it facilitates the delivery of quality care and builds trust and rapport. Communication also helps nurses to ensure patient safety by verifying information, reporting changes, and following protocols.
What do you find is the hardest part about being a nurse?
I think the hardest thing I've had to deal with is feeling helpless. While it's my job to provide as much care and comfort as medically possible, there are times when I just can't do more. Seeing someone in pain or feeling miserable and knowing there's nothing you can do to help is the most difficult thing I deal with. I am a nurse because I genuinely care about people and want to help, and when I can't, that's hard.
What do you find rewarding about being a nurse?
I truly love helping people, and the most rewarding thing for me as a nurse is seeing the joy of patients and their families. It is always a priceless feeling to see our patients recover to a normal life after going through a difficult time. Throughout my years as a nurse, I have seen many heartbreaking times as well, and being able to help those families cope with loss has been very difficult, but also rewarding.
Your preparation time is over. You can now start the role play.
Hello there, I'm Nurse Lehman Jones. I'm sorry to see that you're in discomfort. How are you feeling?
I'm stable. Thank you for asking.
Well, may I know your name for the records?
My name is Mihiraa.
Can you tell me what brought you into the emergency department this evening?
I was out in my garden earlier today, and I cut my arm while trimming some plants. It's been bleeding quite a bit, so I thought I'd better come and get it looked at.
I'm really glad you came in, Mihiraa. I know it can be worrying when something like that happens. Let's take a closer look at what's going on with your arm. Could you explain in detail about the accident?
Sure, it happened about 2 hours ago, and the bleeding started right away. I used a towel to try and stop it, but the blood soaked through after a while. It's not bleeding as much now, but it's still not fully stopped. The pain is there, but I'd say it's more of a throbbing, not unbearable. I haven't taken any painkillers yet.
Thank you for telling me all that. It sounds like you've done well so far in managing the bleeding. By the way, Mihiraa, did you manage to clean the wound at home? I would like to know about your care of the wound.
Yes, I rinsed it with some water, but I didn't have any antiseptic cream, so I just wrapped it up. I wasn't sure what else to do.
Alright, Mrs. Mihiraa, before we move forward, let me just make sure I've got everything right. You were gardening earlier today when you cut your arm about 2 hours ago, and the bleeding started immediately. You tried to stop it by using a towel, but the blood soaked through after a while. While the bleeding has slowed down, it hasn't completely stopped yet. You've described the pain as a throbbing sensation, though it's not unbearable, and you haven't taken any pain relief so far. You did manage to rinse the wound with water at home, but you didn't have any antiseptic cream on hand, so you just wrapped it up before coming here. Does that sound accurate? Is there anything else I may have missed?
Yes, that's perfect.
Thank you. You did the right thing by cleaning it with water. That's important to get rid of any dirt. Now, Mihiraa, let me explain what we'll be doing next. I'm going to clean and examine the wound more thoroughly to see how deep it is. Afterward, a doctor will assess if anything further is needed, like an X-ray, to make sure there's no debris or damage to the bone. Once we've checked everything, we'll make sure the wound gets the proper care. This might include applying antibiotics to prevent infection, but the doctor will confirm that. Does all that sound okay so far? Is there anything you're worried about, or any questions on your mind?
That sounds all right. I was just worried about how long it would take to heal, and whether I'd need stitches. I've never had stitches before.
It's completely natural to feel concerned, Mihiraa. From what I can see, the cut might be deep enough that stitches could be necessary. Stitches help the wound close properly, which not only speeds up the healing process but also ensures it heals neatly and reduces the risk of infection. We'll also make sure to protect the wound with a waterproof dressing, so you won't have to worry about it getting wet when doing things like washing your hands. Now, I want to take a moment to explain why stitches might be important in your case. When a cut is deep, it often won't close on its own, and stitches help bring the edges of the wound together, allowing it to heal more effectively. The doctor will assess whether they're needed, but if they are, rest assured it's a simple and routine procedure. Also, because the cut happened while gardening, there's a chance that bacteria from the soil might have entered the wound. To be extra safe, I'd recommend a tetanus booster if you haven't had one in the last 10 years. This will help protect you from any potential infections. Does that sound alright to you?
I think I had a tetanus shot a long time ago, but I can't remember exactly when. If it's necessary, I'm okay with getting a booster.
That's great to hear. I'll make a note, and we'll arrange the booster just to be safe. Now, after I finish cleaning the wound, Mihiraa, I'll take you back to the waiting area, and the doctor will see you shortly to confirm the treatment plan. Once everything is checked, We'll be able to give you more specific guidance on how to care for the wound in the coming days. You're in good hands, Mihiraa. The doctor will be with you soon, and we'll get everything sorted out.
Thank you, Nurse Jones. That makes me feel a lot better.
You're very welcome, Mihiraa.